welcome to News Jersey. I think this is going to be the name of the show. And it's really me just going to insidernewjersey.com and talking about things that took place in the Garden State over, whatever's from show to show, In the last episode, I was talking about how we were on danger of having a state shutdown. That's not happening. Governor Murphy signed a budget. And let's wait for it, and boom. President Trump tweeted out congratulations to the state legislature for not getting a millionaire's tax in there, which is really interesting. But there's been so much going on inside and around the state. The Supreme Court is going to hear Bridget Kelly's case in the Bridgegate fiasco, and she's still trying to avoid jail time and accountability in that entire thing, which is amazing to me because, lady, these emails, you were all bored, you were all game for it, but now you're sitting here taking it all the way to the Supreme Court instead of, just eating your punishment like Baroni did. I find that to be actually typical. You kind of gotta expect that. I mean, Eve wasn't accountable for biting the apple. It was Adam that was accountable for biting the apple. So, it is what it is. Now, when it comes to the budget that did get passed, let's crack this open because it's written by Max Pizarro, a friend to the channel, and it goes into everything that was cut to get this budget passed. To take action on a $38.7 billion budget ahead of a constitutional deadline, Governor Phil Murphy is poised to make the following $48.5 million in cuts. $38 million from shared services, a blow to Senate President Steve Sweeney. If you are a channel familiar, you know that Sweeney versus Murphy is a real thing due to a bunch of investigations. $5 million from Cooper, a hit on the favorite hospital of George Norcross III. $4 million from School Choice. That's the charter schools, which, we got a personal beef with over here. $1 million from East Orange Hospital. That's the backyard of Essex County Democratic Chairman Leroy Jones. But a source insisted it's not a swipe at Jones, noting that the allocation is being done separately as a supplemental. And that actually was edited in because I read this last night, but super tired. That is a update right there because, it seemed as if Murphy was going at Leroy Jones. And the deal is that Essex County Dems did rock hard for Murphy during his campaign. So, they clarified that. They made sure to get that clarified. State government, isn't it grand? $500,000 from a Rutgers grant. And that equates to $48.5 million that's being cut out. And I can't help but feel like there's so much more pork in spending that could be slit. But no, we got to keep the train going. We definitely got to keep the money train going when it comes to our state finances. With but $48 million, I guess that's a start, right? And let's look into what Sweeney had to say after the budget. This isn't Goldman Sachs, Sweeney criticizes Murphy in his budget post-game presser. Also written by Max. In his rejoinder to Governor Phil Murphy's budget speech, Senate President Steve Sweeney said the legislature gave Murphy a good budget and he's happy the governor signed that budget. Sporting a black ironworker shirt, the leader of the Senate also slapped at Murphy, the former Goldman Sachs guy turned progressive Democratic governor. The governor doesn't talk about property taxes because he has no idea how to address them, said Sweeney, who reminded reporters of a $3 to $4 billion deficit by 2023. The budget does well for one reason, the expanded corporate business tax, Sweeney said, referring to his chosen tax. We vetoed very little. Sweeney jabbed some more. He took money away from the poor people of Camden who need health care, the Senate president said of the governor, referring to one of Murphy's $48.5 million cuts. The governor talks about whose side he's on. I'm on the side of the poor people of Camden. It's unfortunate he took health care away from them. Sweeney, come on, man. Let's be real. You're on the side of that. That's like a really cute narrative there, but nah, bruh, I ain't buying it worth a damn. Cause if you really cared about the poor people of Camden, what we would be doing is trying to create economic mobility for those poor people came there. Legit economic mobility. Stop asking them to sustain themselves on this per hour nonsense. But no. That's how you keep the exploitation going. Then he upped the ante. It reminds me of Donald Trump a little. It always reminds him of Donald Trump. Golly. He just... Sweeney said of Murphy's State Street end zone dance. He declares victory after he doesn't get his way. It's just, come on, man. Seriously, dude. Like, they'll throw his name out there because it's just red meat. And I really hope that my fellow Jerseyans are not being fooled by this. Like, come on, man. Seriously. He knows there's enough people out in this world with Trump derangement syndrome that's an applause line in some cases. He didn't have any contact with Murphy after the legislature passed their $38.7 billion budget. Zero, he said. He didn't want to negotiate. This isn't Goldman Sachs. Nah. This is the Garden State, not Goldman Sachs. This is GS, but you got it confused. And it's not Golden State either. I don't know. I'm thinking about the NBA, the Kevin Durant thing. I think that's pretty interesting. Sweeney seemed content to occupy the center of the debate. This is not a progressive state. It's a moderate state, he said, as he pointedly noted that he believes is the governor's mistake to identify public sector workers alone as New Jersey's middle class. And that's actually, we're far more conservative. A moderate state's far more conservative than they let on. But when it comes to the taxes and everything else like that, I want to go into this article right here from Fox Business, and then we're going to wrap this video up. New Jersey residents fleeing in droves as state Democrats fight over millionaires tax. Look at the stock market. It's all green. That's good stuff. By Brittany DeLay. While high tax states deal with the fallout from the $10,000 cap on state and local tax deductions, New Jersey has considered imposing a millionaire's tax on its wealthy residents. We didn't do it, though. Democratic Governor Phil Murphy renewed a push to implement the tax with a top rate of 10.75% on people with income over $1 million. However, amid disagreements with the state legislature, which threatened to shut down the state government, Murphy said he will sign a budget over the weekend. And he did, on a Sunday. Come on, man. State Democrats sent Murphy a budget proposal last week, which did not include a tax increase on people with more than $1 million. Murphy, however, has been a strong advocate for implementing the tax. It has been one of his top campaign promises. Therefore, many have a difficult time believing that the issue has been completely put to rest. Deal is that, I promise you, a bucket of water with a D next to his name could have won our governorship. All right, our machine is just way too big, way too vast. He came through, tossed all this cash at the machine. They said, "I bet," and he could have ran on anything. He could have ran on drowning puppies and would have still won. Boom. That's how corrupted and mechanized the New Jersey political game is. An agreement on the budget needs to be reached before the start of the new fiscal year on Monday. It was. The Treasury Department also recently squashed the workaround these states had been using to try and circumvent the cap. For New Jersey residents who aren't able to up and move to tax havens like Florida or Nevada, Pennsylvania could be a local option. New Jersey and Pennsylvania have a reciprocal personal income tax agreement whereby Pennsylvania residents who work in New Jersey and earn income there are not subject to New Jersey income taxes. Instead, they pay the lower flat rate of their home state. Without the agreement, a high-earning Pennsylvania resident working in New Jersey would be taxed at the 8.97% rate, but would only receive a credit of 3.07% in Pennsylvania. Yeah, so I think this is about it. So let's wrap this on up with this last paragraph. New Jersey Rep. Josh Gottheimer was one of several lawmakers from states including New York, Illinois, and California who took to Capitol Hill on Tuesday to air out their grievances against the new SALT cap. Gottheimer called the cap a double taxation grenade that was lobbed at New Jersey and other high-tax states by so-called moocher states. The average SALT deduction claimed in Bergen County, New Jersey, was more than $24,700 before the implementation of the cap. So yeah, they're quickly trying to adjust to the new reality of the new tax system, and that's really where a lot of these issues come in. So it wasn't much of the residents fleeing in droves in this article, but it is a real thing. There's a lot of people who are just making their way out, and one of the things that's noticed the most is that you got people from New York coming to Jersey. It's like it's just moving. People move from Jersey like to Florida or to Texas, or basically anything below the Rust Belt or Pennsylvania. Whereas people from New York are coming to Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and places like that. And so it really is. If you look at it from an eagle eye, from a bird's eye perspective, it really is just the moving cattle. You know what I'm saying? Ranchers moving cattle, and it's done fiscally. It's done financially. It's not done in a means in which you would. It's very obvious. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the bigger problems with our elected officials continuing to make their own pay raises and give themselves all these new perks and benefits. I mean, fantastic if you can do it, but it has its drawbacks. And one of the drawbacks is that, the money comes from somewhere. So with that being said, we're going to bring this video to an end. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this one, but either ways, all the internet stuff. Like it if you liked it, or dislike it. I'm not scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. Share, because sharing is caring. And speak. Let me know. What do you think? Do you are you familiar? Well, how's it going in your state if you're not in Jersey? If you are in Jersey, have you seen the demographic changes? It's been rather prevalent. And with that being said, till the next one.